Well, I'm preparing my next visit to Cindy's at Boys Will Be Girls in London, and the idea this time is to return to something that fascinates me, which is to try a double photograph. So a photograph in which I appear both as I do now as Clive and as one of my femme selves, Anya. Not entirely sure what form this is going to take this time. We might experiment with a little video as well. Not too sure about that at the moment. So yes, no real fixed plans, but this is something that is actually really quite fun to do. It's quite intriguing seeing yourself in two photographs, almost like looking in a mirror really, but actually looking at two aspects of yourself, two separate persons really, two separate personalities that kind of live within you. And this is really one of the great mysteries, but also I think joys of being on the pan-gendered spectrum. So it's something I'm looking forward to, and I'll report back shortly. Hello, it's me again, and I'm recording this after my visit to Cindy's, just as a little explanation as to what we did. Normally when I made these video diaries, I've shown quite a bit of the behind the scenes preparation and what goes on, hoping that might be of interest to folks. This time that wasn't really very possible because we were using my phone or camera for making a little video. So we're going to go straight to the results, both the images that we took using green screen and combining the images, and then just a snippet of a video that we also made, in fact 2 videos, again combining Clive and Anya in the same shot. Those videos are fairly long, so I won't include all of them here. I'll include them as separate videos, and actually there's kind of a separate message with that as well, in that I'm exploring from a fairly deep, authentic place how it feels being both these people, essentially. So this little video is really just an idea of the technique and what we created. Hope you enjoy it. I'll report back afterwards. Yes, very much I'm aware of my other side. Despite what I've just said, actually, I'm aware of Anya and Chloe, which is another expression, essentially another personality, quite often, and aware that I need to give expression to that. So it's something that doesn't go away, but it's not something that's on my mind 24/7, as it were. This is something which is really quite fun to play with, the idea of being two persons, even though you're one person in the same image. And of course we have to use technology to do that. But actually, when I can look at a photograph in which Clive and Anya, for example, or Clive and Chloe appear together, perhaps one day we'll do all three. How easy that will be to do. It's a little bit like looking into a mirror, I would say. It's a little bit like there's something that arouses your curiosity when you're looking at this. You're very familiar with both people that you're looking at, but not so familiar seeing them side by side. And in a strange way, it's like looking at a more complete picture of yourself, because you're looking at these different expressions of yourself. So I think it goes beyond something that's just fun to experiment with and see what the results are. I think there's something beyond that. It's a little bit like this, projecting, this looking into a mirror and connecting, not just with one, but with two people that are part of you, and acknowledging them both. Well, I don't know too much about masculinity, but femininity is about play and expression and just enjoying being in this body, enjoying the flow of clothes and hair and just letting loose and being quite outgoing, I think, just really kicking back and enjoying life. That's what it's about for me. Everything just feels right when I'm being myself. I'm just enjoying how I'm expressing myself, how I'm making contact with the world. And I guess everything I do, the dress I choose and the way I choose to present myself, that all plays quite a part. I'm a bit of a show-off, I guess, really. So it's good to be able to express that side of myself. Now, what might not be obvious when looking at the video and photographs we took here is that I was genuinely trying to be either Clive or Anya, and that is actually something that happens when I step into Anya's shoes, so to speak. I become Anya and actually channel her personality and allow her voice to come through, which is usually suppressed in my day-to-day activities. So what I recorded in the video was totally unscripted. It was totally off the cuff, spontaneous, and trying as best I can to speak genuinely, to speak from the heart. This isn't about play acting, as I've said before. So this was actually really quite revealing for me, because what Clive had to say about being pangendered is my usual narrative. It's something that didn't surprise me. This idea of enjoying the ability to flex both genders and to give expression to the masculine and feminine, however you describe those, that are within me, those kind of energies and emotions, and allowing those different expressions. When Anya spoke, it was really quite different, that she didn't really have quite such a view or appreciation of the binary or the gender flexing idea. It was very much focused on expressing herself. And I could go into a lot of analysis about that now, which probably would be very limited and not terribly well thought through. I think my initial reflection is that a part of this may be to do with the fact that Anya doesn't often have expression. So when that opportunity is presented, and there's also an opportunity to talk about that, her way of viewing the world as there was in that little video, then she seizes that moment and she is totally focused on being herself and not really thinking very much about the whole question of gender, for example. So that was really quite interesting for me. It was a bit of a surprise and just shows that this kind of experiment can be very revealing. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time.